Okay.
Welcome to another edition of Uplifting Interviews with Complete Strangers. We've got Betty on board, and I'm near and dear to the name Betty because that was my mother's name. Hi, Betty.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to Texas today, huh?
Yes, gonna go see my granddaughter, 12 years old, graduate from the 6th grade.
All right.
You know,
How often do you see her?
about every 6 weeks, 2 months.
And does she call you for grandma advice and things like that?
No, she texts me.
Text. Yeah, nobody calls anymore.
No.
It's all texting. What's the deal with that?
I like to hear your voice. So she'll do FaceTime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because my grandkids do FaceTime. They're not quite 12. They're 3 and 2.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Walk around like this.
Everyone's, you've been around a few years. Everyone is fixated on these electronic devices.
I know.
And it's like, we don't have to communicate personally anymore.
I know.
You see two people at the dinner table, and it was almost you think they're texting each other back and forth rather than talking.
I have a friend. She's a grandma, and she has a basket outside the front door, and it said, "All cell phones dropped here. Return upon leaving."
Not bad. Does anyone enter the front door if she says that?
She's done it for such a long time.
They're used to it.
Yeah, and they don't object. They go with the program.
I like that. That's listen, people. Listen to grandmas. Grandmas know.
So, no, I actually have a home there.
In Texas?
Are you going to go left?
Yeah.
Is that telling you?
Yeah, it just said go left. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Texas?
In Texas, yeah.
Where in Texas?
Allen,
Texas. And what near big cities?
about 20 miles north of Dallas,
Okay.
going towards Oklahoma.
Okay.
Used to be a farming community, but now it's all houses. Of
You have a
course.
couple acres, or what do you got?
Oh, no.
Just a house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I can barely take care of that.
So how often are you in your house in Texas? In Allen?
Well, that's about every 6 weeks, 2 months.
Okay. And where were we? Where did I just pick you up at? Because this is, I don't know the city.
It's Rancho PV. Rancho
Oh, this is Palos Verdes. It's a very nice area.
No, well, this is San Pedro now.
Okay.
Across Western.
But you're in
Right.
PV. Okay, very nice area. And how did you end up in PV? From Texas?
Well, actually, you'll like this. My mother met my father in San Pedro before the war.
Okay.
And he was elected an official in the Merchant Seamen's Union, and he had to go back to Baltimore. So they married and went back there. I was born in Baltimore.
Okay.
And when the war was over, she said, "Walter, I hope you can make it to San Pedro because I'm going." By that time, there were 3 kids, and she drove by herself and us across the United States to San Pedro.
Do you remember that?
We do.
How old were you?
I was about 4, just about 4, and we sang "California, Here I Came" until I thought my mother was going to say, "I think I made a mistake." No, but
And you remember that at 4 years old, the trek cross country.
Yeah, we stopped at one place to look at some Indian stuff, I don't know, and this goat chased us around the car till my mother could throw me on the hood and my brothers could climb up, and oh boy. Yeah, no, we stopped a lot, and my mom is a really good traveler, and honestly, it was fun.
Yeah, well, I love traveling, and I've hitchhiked across the country a few times in my younger years, and through many states, actually. So that was fun. Always meeting new people, it's great.
Yeah.
So what did you do in your career? You must be retired, correct?
Yes. I started out working for the Navy, and I bought office equipment for them.
Okay.
Then I had a couple kids, and I went back to work and became an escrow officer.
Okay.
And I did that for about 14 years, and I was really tired of it. And then I went into the title insurance field.
Okay.
It was outside sales.
Okay.
And I got to call on realtors, get all dressed up, take people to lunch, and my in with them was both ways going.
Okay.
Was that because I knew escrow, I could help them with difficult deals. So I had a very successful career with them.
What did your husband do?
He was a plumber,
Okay.
and I like to say a real plumber.
Real plumber.
Well, he went to apprenticeship school for 5 years.
Okay.
And then he became a plumber after the apprenticeship for 5 years. And he worked for 44 years in the union. And mainly he built hospitals. That was, in the end, his specialty.
Okay. Well, I was a plumber in one of my 79 careers. Wasn't a very good plumber.
Oh, God, he was a good plumber. In the end, that's what killed him, was the asbestos.
Yeah. And it takes 40 years, I guess, to kick in or something.
Yeah.
And actually, I used
time.
I used to do air conditioning,
Mm.
and I know for sure I was working with asbestos back then,
Yeah. Well,
which is around 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully I don't have that coming to me. I'm told that those little particles are in your lung, and they just cut away every time you breathe. Little slice. It takes 40 years of those little slices to affect your lung.
It's
Is that how it works?
almost in the shape of an arrow, and once it's embedded, it's impossible to take them out. And so when you breathe, it just goes in and in.
Just slicing away, right?
Yep. And it's not possible to take them out. They have no cure for it.
Well, lung replacement. Do they replace lungs? They replace every other organ.
They do a heart lung transplant. I'm not sure they just do lungs, but in the end, it was too late for him. The asbestos left the pleural cavity, went into the colon, and that's when it's really advanced. And it was just...
Is it a painful time?
Well, it is because you're hard to breathe, and then that went to his bones, and that was really bad.
My son just bought his first house, and they found asbestos obviously in the ducting. So now he has to hire a special company to come in, $1,000. I guess they wear these suits.
Yes, they do. I had it done in my house.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you get a certificate of disposal and save that, because if you sell the house, really, if he just bought the house, this is my title escrow thing, that should have been disclosed.
And if it wasn't, is there any...
Then you go back to the realtor and to the seller and say, hey, I got this bill.
Okay, I'm going to tell my son. Any other little... Let's talk about advice that you learned through the years. That's great advice.
Yeah,
to when you find things that weren't disclosed. Obviously, if it was a murder in the home, and you didn't disclose that, there's probably repercussions from that, right?
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of time on that. I'm not really up to date on that one, but did a realtor represent him?
Yes, he actually is a realtor, but he obviously bought it
With somebody else?
I believe he did. I hope he did, because at this point, if he bought it himself without a realtor, then... But no, the owner has to disclose. The escrow has to disclose.
Not the escrow. The escrow has no physical transfer.
Oh, they're
of the
just
property.
the agency that works.
It's a third disinterested party.
Is it the owner that has to disclose, or the realtor representing the owner?
No, it's a seller. Strictly
The seller has to disclose. So whether he bought it himself without a realtor, it still had to have been disclosed
by its seller.
And that $1,000 bill will probably be paid by the seller.
Yeah, hopefully he can find it.
He'll find him. He lives in Ojai. I'm sure it's a small town,
Yeah. No, and I don't know. Did he have an inspection?
Yes. So the inspection...
See, there's another thing to hang it on.
The company should have known that as well.
Should have disclosed the age of the furnace, the heater system. And therefore, the likelihood, and it's pretty likely, in an older home, that there is asbestos, and it should have been disclosed.
Okay, well, we'll find that out. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, and good luck with that, because my house was built in 1958, and a few years ago I put in a new system, and it was thousands of dollars to put the new ductwork in.
Yes.
I mean thousands, not 1,000, but thousands.
No, I know. Yeah.
So if he gets away with 1,000...
Well, no, that's just to dispose of the old.
Oh, yeah, well, mine was 3,000 to dispose.
Oh, wow. dispose of it. Well, actually, my oldest friend is an air conditioning guy, so he's giving him a sweet deal.
Oh, he's probably not charging. He's just going to pass on the actual cost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's a real big deal now.
Wow. Well, I definitely have it in me because I never used protection, you know.
No, really and truly, no one did.
No one did back then. Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's like we didn't wear seatbelts in the old days.
That's true.
Right? We lived through it. It's amazing how many things are changing. I keep up on technology and what have you. And it's an amazing world that our children and our children's children are going to go through.
My 12-year-old granddad, or if I got something wrong with the phone, she could fix it.
Right. Exactly.
In fact, I told her, I said, don't lump all my apps together. I can't find them.
Well, then they have apps for your apps. You have an app to keep your apps in order. Here's my entertainment apps. Here's my traveling apps.
Yeah.
Here's my language apps.
Yeah.
Here's my
that's what
food apps.
Yeah, she wants to do that. And I said, no, just like them. I like them on the screen.
Well, then they came up with, I think there's 10,000 new apps come out every day, something like that.
Yeah, I don't want to spend all that time looking at a screen.
Yeah, it's different.
It's bad enough I have to. I probably have. I can tell how many emails I have. Just a pain in the neck. And she put this cloud thing on here for me. Now I'm not getting it to move.
What are you checking?
Okay, so, gosh, did I really do that good? 444. I had almost 800.
That you haven't checked?
Oh no, I try to take a peek at it a couple times a day. In fact, yesterday, my daughter said, "Did you see that text I sent you?"
Oh, you're talking about texts or emails?
Yeah, well, no, the emails, but I try to. When we stop, I'll show you that damn snake. I don't know. Then,
Oh yeah, the snake. You have had a snake.
Yeah.
In Texas, that's common though. Right?
Well, they've had garden snakes a lot. And they're little green, maybe 2 foot long or something like that. Not too big a deal. And they scoot away from you. This thing came right up to the front door. And look at this freeway and whatever.
Well, Betty, I want to thank you for participating in the uplifting interviews with complete strangers. We learned a little bit today about escrow, and thank you for being on the show.
Well, you're welcome.